Honestly, same. I probably would travel that. If it was only 200 miles away, I'd travel that. Because I love Demon Slayer. But I understand that in Japan, it's like, 200 miles is a lot more in terms of like land crossing than here in the States.
Not necessarily. So I'm actually kind of thinking like a lot of that could have been on a subway.
Well, probably. I mean, that's the thing with like Japan's railway system, because of how small the country is. They are very well connected in terms of their trains, but problem is there's a lot of stops. Lot of stops. So, I don't know. I mean, it's different for every, traveling across every country. Like in this country, we do have a railway system, but it doesn't go as far as us.
Actually,
at least as far as I know, Amtrak is eventually going to open up business in Bristol, whenever the casino opens up. Let's see. Amtrak.
I mean, I travel 143 miles just to go to my buddy's house sometimes.
Okay. So apparently, yeah. All right, so through Bristol Passenger Rail, maximum is they're actually wanting to do between Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Bristol. Interesting. It's very interesting. But I know that. Let's see. I know that they talked about like extending the the Amtrak that's in Richmond down to here, but
that would be pretty cool.
That'd be
probably not
awesome.
Going to do it in our lifetime though.
If they do, it'll probably be like be delayed until we're too old to even move.
Mm-hmm.
But well, it is what it is. Just the fact that they're talking about it's interesting. But anyway, yeah, apparently Emery Chu traveled 200 miles for a Demon Slayer cafe. I mean, hell, we traveled how long up to Cleveland to watch her and Jaden and Ross and James and Aaron. Uh-oh. See, how many miles?
441.
Yeah.
So yeah, I drove 441 miles.
And by the way,
up to Cleveland to see you guys.
he drove because he wanted to. Because, he...
I like driving.
He does. So, alright. I guess, beat that. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Here we go.
I promise I'm not turning into a channel that just makes cafe content, okay? Yes, I know my last video was literally a 44-minute video about cafes, but I promise I have a very good reason for traveling all the way to Sendai for a Demon Slayer cafe and making this video. Number 1, there is technically a permanent Demon Slayer cafe in Tokyo, which is where I live. And it's at Ufotable Cafe, which operates on a weekly lottery system. And I've actually applied to Ufotable Cafe several times, and I have been rejected about 7 times. It doesn't matter if I applied for 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, I was unsuccessful every time. And eventually, I just gave up. So, when it was announced that this pop-up cafe would not require reservations and also not be in busy Tokyo, I thought this would be my only chance to eat a Demon Slayer-themed cafe menu, which many people have requested. Number 2, there was an exhibit happening alongside the cafe, and I really enjoy exhibits, so I thought that would make the journey even more worth it. And number 3, most importantly, the menu looked incredible. I'm not going to show it now because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but the menu looked way better than what you would find at your average collab cafe. And of course,
Damn.
I wouldn't be going through all this trouble if I wasn't actively keeping up with the recently finished season of Demon Slayer, which I was able to do thanks to NordVPN. I've been using this VPN to watch a bunch of different anime this season. Living in Japan means that Crunchyroll isn't accessible for me, and Japanese Netflix doesn't always have English subtitles available for the shows I want to watch. But with NordVPN, I can switch over to the US with a click of a button and watch with English subtitles so I can keep up with weekly episodes. But that's not all that NordVPN can do. It also helps you stay safe online from cybersecurity threats by managing your passwords and alerting you when your credentials have been compromised. Their threat protection feature helps you stay protected from phishing scams, malware, and unwanted malvertising. And with my link, you can get 4 months extra on a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/Emerichu. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guaranteed. Watch the shows you want and keep yourself protected with today's sponsor, NordVPN. Link will be included in the description if you're interested.
As you tell everyone, you already have.
I told everyone else about Nord. I mean, according to what a lot of people say, the 2 best ones out there are Nord and Express, and I use Express, so I've had no issue. Ever since I've downloaded that, my stuff has not been compromised anymore. Knock on wood. But yeah, Nord or Express. Pick your poison.
Sorry, Nord man.
Yeah, I know that. Well, here's the thing.
Internet historians, Nord man.
Yeah, which honestly, my whole deal is as long as you get one that protects you, I think that's what's most important. Also, if Nord came at me with a sponsorship, I'd probably switch over to it just to see how it is, and if I like it, I'll keep it. But Express is just always what I've used. Anyway, sorry.
I don't like traveling alone, so I brought along Daru, who at this point is extremely used to getting roped into my spontaneous cafe adventures. But also, she's a big Demon Slayer fan. We decided the smartest thing to do would be to take the bullet train to Sendai the night before so that we could head straight to the exhibit the day after, rather than force ourselves to leave super early in the morning. The Shinkansen from Tokyo to Sendai cost 11,410 yen per person, and on top of that, even though the cafe didn't require reservations, the exhibit did, and it was 3,710 yen per person. So we booked 2 for 10 a.m. on the 25th of July. And since we were staying overnight, we also booked a hotel that was close to the venue, which cost 8,874 yen.
Wake me up! Wake me up inside!
That's not that bad. I mean, all things considered, that's actually pretty decent.
So we made it to Sendai on the evening of the 24th and got some yakiniku for dinner at Nikugen Sendai, where we ordered some tasty meat stares, and my favorite thing was this thinly sliced beef mixed with egg yolk over rice. It was so good. Nikugen isn't unique to Sendai, but we really wanted something meaty and within
Oh, look at that Wagyu. Look at the Wagyu, baby. Oh.
walking distance to our hotel. It was a very satisfying dinner and just what I needed to knock out early so I'd be well rested for a very busy morning. In the morning, we woke up bright and early to get ready for our 10 a.m. exhibit reservation, and I decided to wear a Mitsuri Kanroji inspired outfit because she's my favorite character.
Watermelon waifu.
Yes, his favorite waifu of the series.
Unfortunately, I was only allowed to take a picture of the display at the very beginning of the exhibit. All other photography or video recording was strictly prohibited. The closest thing I can show you are some pictures of the exhibit in a pamphlet I bought at the merch store, but even then, I can't show you everything, because if you haven't finished reading the manga, the exhibit has a heavy amount of spoilers. So for the sake of the anime-only viewers, I can't show everything.
Fair enough.
That would have also been crappy if we had gone in there being like, this will be cool. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Well, we know everything now.
Yep. And then the anime comes out, and we're just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Since I don't have video footage of the exhibit, I'm just going to very briefly describe exactly what we saw. And
Oh my gosh, yes.
And if you're like,
castle.
Emily, I don't care about the exhibit, I just want to see the cafe, then feel free to use the timestamps to skip ahead. So the exhibit displayed the original Demon Slayer manga pages drawn by Koyoharu Gotoge, and since this was the first time I'd ever seen the original manga pages of anything, I was really surprised at how big the pages were in person, because you sort of get used to viewing manga in their much smaller book form or through like online scans on your phone or something.
Yes.
And this was honestly really surreal to me because you could see the original blue sketch lines peeking around the line art and all the spots where Gotoge used whiteout to fix inking mistakes and add white detailing, and you could see the pen strokes in the inking. Like, there's so many little details in the art that you wouldn't notice in the scans. And the skill and technique really show in these original pages. Like, I started tearing up a little bit while going around the exhibit because I was just in awe of how much work and skill went into every panel. And getting to see a mangaka's original work up close and personal like that is just really inspiring for me as an artist. They also had a lot of really cool displays for each Hashira and a statue recreation of Muzan. But again, no pictures allowed, unfortunately. Since then, I've actually gone to a Death Note manga exhibit where we were allowed to take pictures of the displays, but not the original manga pages, which were incredible to look at in
that is
person. And a Yotsubato manga exhibit where they surprisingly let us take pictures of everything. Like, I'm wholly convinced that Kiyohiko Azuma is not a real human being because his attention to detail is insane. Both of these titles have been a huge part of my childhood, so it was honestly incredible getting to see their original manga pages and illustrations. So all that to say, I highly recommend going to a manga exhibit if you get the chance. I promise it's a really, really cool experience, and ticket prices are surprisingly not that expensive. Probably because they know you're gonna blow all your money anyway on the merch that they always have at the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the merch store at the end had a ton of stuff, and before my
little wallet video, like, help me.
trip, I'd actually messaged my friend Hana to ask if she was interested in any of the goods since she's a really big Demon Slayer fan. She let me know which ones caught her interest and said, feel free to pick one or two and surprise me, but please do not actually buy them all and blow your money, okay? Okay.
So you bought them
I
all.
got everything she pointed out.
Yes.
This included a box of Demon Slayer printed cookies,
Ooh.
a set of colored paper art, an acrylic
Hell
block,
yeah.
a set of acrylic minifigures, and a wooden tray with Tanjiro's image.
Hey.
For myself, I got a plastic poster, a file folder set with the exhibit illustrations, and a second file folder set which had the cutest art, some Demon Slayer Yokan for the Geeks Plus office, a ticket holder, the exhibit pamphlet book, a sticker set, a bottle of Ramune candies made to look like medicine from Tamayo, and
That's
my
awesome.
personal favorite, a little Nezuko box keychain with a peephole that revealed the tiny little Nezuko sitting in the box.
Oh.
She's just like,
As a freebie for attending the exhibit, we also received a thank you illustration featuring Tanjiro and Nezuko. And lastly, for Didas, I purchased this box of Demon Slayer bath salts, which had unique scents for each character. Next stop was the cafe. Luckily for us, since it was a Tuesday afternoon in Sendai, there was zero wait time, so we were seated immediately. We were only allowed to take pictures of the cafe area, so please bear with this slideshow, but the walls are basically giant screens where they showed various manga panels showcasing each of the 9 Hashira, and they cycled through the cover illustrations of all the manga volumes. I thought this was really cool. These screens were huge, and I got really excited every time it looped back to Meat City's panels. The cafe was also really nice and spacious, and as soon as we sat down, we were given a menu and a checklist to mark off all the things that we wanted to order. And we got quite a bit, starting with Tanjiro's water-breathing float. This was a melon soda float with cream and white chocolate waves. We thought the presentation of this drink was really well done, and it tasted pretty good. The Kocho Sisters
really
Ramune
cool.
float. This drink included butterfly pea jelly combined with ramune, which is apparently Kanao's favorite food. This was a really tasty combination, and the addition of the butterfly-shaped chocolate was a really nice touch. Muzan Soft Cream. This was a milk-flavored soft-serve ice cream in a bamboo charcoal cone topped with dry raspberries, cookie
Damn.
crumble, and raspberry chocolate made to resemble tentacles.
That looks gourmet
Dara
as
really
hell.
enjoyed this one, and she finished it all by herself. I ordered an Inosuke printed character latte just for the cute art. I think I would have preferred foam instead of thick cream, but the latte tasted fine. The sun-breathing keema curry. This was the most delicious item we ordered. There were fried seasoned spring roll skins shaped to resemble Tanjiro's fire-breathing technique, with rice, ground beef, and fresh tomatoes at the bottom. This one was super crunchy, savory, and flavorful. The most expensive item on the menu was this Hashira-themed gozen set with a taste of the favorite foods of all 9 Hashira.
Damn.
It also came with a sheet detailing which dish represented each Hashira. There was salmon and radish for Tomioka, sweet potato salad for Rengoku, ginger tsukudani for Shinobu, fugu sashimi for Uzui, boiled radish for Muichiro, tororo kombu for Obanai, ohagi for Sanemi, sakura mochi for Mitsuri, and
yeah, that was it.
You're right.
rice with salmon roe for Gyome. I thought this was a really impressive and creative set meal, and it was really fun to try all the different flavors. For dessert, we ordered the Nesco Bamboo Chocolate. This gorgeous dessert, made to look like Nesco's bamboo cup, was made with chocolate, and inside there was berry puree, bittersweet chocolate cream, and crunchy crepe dough. Nesco's favorite food is competo, which are those little star candies. So there was also a little garnish of competo around the plate.
Aww.
This was such a visually pleasing dish, but it was a bit too chocolatey for me personally. So after trying some, I let Daru handle the rest of it, and she completely cleaned the plate. One thing to know about me is if you go eating out with me, you are guaranteed an extra helping of dessert. In addition to the items you ordered to eat in, there were also a few items available for takeout that we decided to purchase. One was a beef nabe bento made to look like the beef bento Rengoku ate in the Mugen Train movie. The sukiyaki was made with beef from Sendai and hitomebore rice from Miyagi Prefecture.
That sounds
We saved
delicious.
it to eat on the train back home to Tokyo, and it was, in fact, umai. The second takeout item was Rengoku's Memento chocolate, which was white, raspberry, and passion fruit chocolate made to look like the handguard of his sword. Lastly, we had to get these Inosuke cookies. They were so stinking adorable. So I bought one to take home and one to share with the Geeks Plus office. After a very fun and filling meal, Daru and I decided to do some shopping at Loft before we headed back home. So we browsed the stationery aisle, I found the perfect birthday gift for Connor, and I got myself a super cute strawberry printed UV sun umbrella and this rain umbrella shaped like a dahlia. Sendai is also known for their Zunda shakes, which is basically edamame boiled and mashed and mixed with sugar and blended with milk. It was an interesting flavor, but to be honest, I wasn't really a fan. Even though we were in Sendai for such a short time, it was a really fun trip, and I know this will probably not be the last time I go on an overnight cafe-motivated excursion. If we're just looking at the costs of Shinkansen tickets, hotel, exhibit tickets, merchandise, and cafe food, for 2 people, this entire trip cost 117,164 yen, which in today's conversion rate is around $800. So this definitely takes the crown for most expensive cafe trip I've ever done.
Yeah.
For just a cafe,
I wouldn't be able to afford that myself.
Yeah. Currently, not me, because I'm still recovering. And hopefully by the time next month, hopefully by the time we're in the middle of next month, we're able to be fully financially completely done. Because it's been a hell of a time trying to get through all this.
Patreon.
I'd say
for
it was
2
worth
months.
it.
Yeah.
I give this cafe a glowing 5 out of 5. For those of you interested in this particular exhibit, it will be held next in Okayama from December 15th to February 18th. Additional information hasn't been released yet at the time of this recording, so I actually don't know if they're going to be doing a collab cafe as well. I'll be including a link to the overview of the event if you want to stay updated.
That was a little disturbing to see out of nowhere.
Looks like demon blood.
Damn it, Titus. Come on, dude. Oh, my throat.
That's not possible to replicate, I don't believe.
My friggin' throat's it's been like this for the last 2 weeks. I hate it. I freaking hate it. Ugh.
Being sick sucks.
You ain't kidding.
Nobody's a fan of it. That I know of, anyways. There's probably one weirdo out there that's I freaking love being sick.
It means I don't have to go into work.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I just saw something messed up. I'm not going to say it. So, yeah. M basically just went on an excursion to go to a cafe. I can think of weirder reasons to, travel that much and spend that much money on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all of that stuff's very cool. Like,
yeah.
And if we actually had stuff like that around here, I would probably be
living
in a box.
Yeah.
So that I could spend money on stuff like that all the time.
Like, there'd be nothing left in your room but your bed and, like, all of Vega's stuff. Because I know you'd never not feed Vega. But, like, everything else is gone. And it's just like, Nick, what the hell, man? He's just like, I had to sell everything, dude. Cafe.
Except for I need all the merch from the cafe, so it wouldn't be empty. It would be full of cafe merch.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah, instead, I open the door and I get avalanched on by all of it. And all of a sudden, I'm just like, Nick, what's going on, man? Merch, dude. Like, how are you able to do anything? It's like, this is all I need.
I'm not.
It's like, this is all I need.
That's the fun part. I'm not.
Gosh. So, yeah. Emery Chew traveling 200 miles for a Demon Slayer cafe. Believable. And if someone could do it, it would be her. But, hey, keep going to cafes. Enjoy yourself, because you're in Japan for an extended stay, and honestly, that's cool. I'm glad that she's there and she's enjoying herself. But anyway, I guess that's gonna do it. So this was Emery Chew with I traveled 200 miles for a Demon Slayer cafe. We hope that you all enjoyed, and we hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
Be sure to check out more from Emery Chew by clicking her name in the title of the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.